director from Noise for the Voiceless, Annie, and because of the 16 days of awareness about any form of violence towards two women, trans women and queer people in general, we are talking together about different topics. So yesterday we talked about the myth about sexual assault, abuse and rape. And today I want to talk to those who would like to support survivors of sexual violence, abuse and rape, but don't know really how to. So yeah, supporting a survivor of sexual violence can be daunting. You might be afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing, but you don't have to be an expert. Now I will say you some things to do and then some things to please avoid. Okay, let's start. Do. Step number 1. If someone is reaching out to you, they trust you so much that you are like the chosen person they open up to. So the first and most important thing is to listen. Listen and show you are listening to what they have to say. And even if it's difficult for you to hear, you might have lots of questions, but try not to interrupt. The situation is not about you, it's about the survivor. Also, let them stay in control. Sexual abuse, rape, or any kind of sexual violence can make a person feel powerless and out of control. So survivors want and deserve to feel the charge of their own lives again. You can help them with that. It's important to resist the temptation to take over, for example, by arranging and doing things that you think are the best for them, but instead support the person to explore their feelings and options and make them their own decision. That's more important. Also, respect their decisions. Respect their choices, and even if you don't think they are the ones you will make in their situation, it doesn't matter, just respect it. Doing things for a survivor like making an appointment on their behalf without checking that's what they want first can end up and making things worse. Even when you were only trying to help, it's not really their interest. Listen and figure it out. This is also a very hard one. Be patient. Many survivors find it difficult to trust others because of their experiences, especially if they've not been believed in the past. So at the same time, if someone you know has told you that they were abused and raped, they've put so much trust in you. Try to repay the trust in being patient. And don't push them for telling you anything before they are ready to do it by themselves. It might be not easy for them to start about talking the experiences. They might have stayed silent about it for a long time. So it might be also difficult because the abusers told them not to tell it to anyone. They might feel ashamed or responsible for the sexual assault, and they also might be traumatized. So if it's your partner who's experienced sexual violence, whether recently or in the past, they might find it intimacy and sexual conflict a little bit difficult. Sometimes they might not even want you physically close, and other times they might seek extra physical comfort from you. Of course, that's difficult. Try to remember that this is not a reflection on you or your relationship. It's about your partner's experiences and feelings they had before. Treasure them and respect their wishes and be patient. Try to comfort them. Also, a key thing is to believe them, okay? People rarely lie about rape. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they? I mean, come on. It's important to believe what they are saying, even if it's difficult for you to hear or to make it happening in your head and scenario. Okay, I can understand, but that's what they live through. Man, come on. Believe them. Remember also, it's not their fault. No one asked to be abused, assaulted or raped. No survivor should ever be blamed for not preventing their own abuse. They blame lies with the perpetrator. Also recognize their courage. It takes a lot of strength and courage to survive, to talk about the experiences or the sexual violence. You should acknowledge that. Okay, now we have all the do's. Let's go to the don'ts. Don't ask why they didn't say it anything sooner, okay? Don't do it. They might have tried to tell you before and maybe been ignored and not believed by other persons. They might have been threatened or too scared to say anything, or the situation and the feeling at the moment weren't fitting for the setting. They might have felt ashamed or blocked also out events too painful to think about that, okay? Don't judge. It's important to be accepting of the way they are reacting. Even if this is not what you were expecting or the way you think you'd respond to a similar experience. It's best to get rid of any ideas you have of how a person who has been raped should have been accepted to their reactions and their own valid. And also, don't ask them why they didn't fight back. This will only make them feel judged and even blamed for what happened. So rape and sexual violence can be terrifying, and this is a very violent experience. So people react different in those ways, and it's very common to freeze or for our bodies to flop or to go limp. And also, you should keep in mind that some women really try to make the thing, oh my God, I just pretend to sleep and let it happen so it's done because I'm alone here in this situation. It's the way it is, but that doesn't mean that they gave the consent. So it's rape. Yeah. In every big city is also something, it's a kind of a hospital section for injuries, and they don't report it to the police or take notes of your dates and whatsoever, your passport or ID. That's not a thing. Here in Berlin, it's the Charité who doing it. I will set the link down below for the site, and you can go there if you have injuries from a sexual assault or whatsoever. You maybe recognize it to your friend. You can go to that place and they check you and they treat you, and they won't ask questions and they won't report it. You are safe there. It's a safe space. And I think it's important that people know it exists and that you can take this opportunity to get a treatment. Okay. I hope you can comfort your friends and your survivors and new ones and those who are reaching out to you. I hope you are staying safe, and yes, bless you. Goodbye.